Megan, and it's Wednesday. Oh, I wanted to jump in with like a bonus live today. You'll still see me on our regularly scheduled call tomorrow. But I had an inspiration and I wanted to share it with you because I think it's a step you could take right now to just up level your author craft in an easy way. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. What's the absolute easiest way to up level your author craft? What's the step you could take that doesn't take a lifetime of experience or expertise or study? Because of course there are a lot of things that you can do to up level your author craft that require energy and effort, right? Like learning to outline smarter, learning the ins and outs of marketing, putting together your author newsletter. All of these things obviously up level your author craft. But there's a place that you can begin. And I know we have a lot of people joining the group who are coming back to writing after a long time away. Some of you, as you're joining and answering the questions, are saying, hey, it's been, years and years since I've even looked at my writing. Some of you are coming in and you're brand new to writing, and others of you have been writing for a long time, but putting your books out there and publishing them is something that doesn't feel as comfortable. So I want to offer you the easiest thing you can do. That hands down doesn't cost you any money, doesn't cost you much time at all, and it is to find other people who are authoring and hang out with them. So you're already doing that first step by being in the Author Like a Boss group. Oh, Danny, what is it? Is it my video or my sound? Oh, that's bad. Help me out. I think my connection might be slow. So you've already taken a really important step by being in the Author Like a Boss Facebook group. But I want you to go further, and to tell you why, I want to just tell you a quick story. Let's see. Danny, is it any better now? How am I now, guys? Okay, awesome. I turned it off and turned it back on again. The oldest trick in the book. So yes, you're here in this Facebook group, but I want you to do more, and I want to tell you a story to help you see why. When I was in college, I did something that totally shocked my family. I would talk to my parents on the weekends, and they're like, who are you and what have you done with our child? And it was wake up at the crack of dawn. All my life, I had been a night owl. I would stay up super, super late. I would often get involved in, like writing projects. Often I would be finishing things that were due the next day because I was a total procrastinator. And then it would be impossible to get me out of bed in the morning. I was the poster child for night owl. And I went to college, and all of a sudden I was waking up at the crack of dawn. Before the crack of dawn, it would be dark, and getting in a boat with a bunch of other people and competing in rowing competitions. And my family went, who are you? We don't even recognize you. And it was something that should have been very, very hard, right? It was a complete change from who I was and how I had thought of myself for my whole life. It involved a lot of effort, it was a lot of hard work, but it was really easy to do. And I'll tell you why. It's because my roommate was on the rowing team. 6 other people who lived on the hall were on the rowing team. And those were the people I was spending my time with. So what ended up happening for me, the night owl, the person who never woke up before 9, let alone before 6, I started getting this feeling that it was normal to wake up while it was still dark and run across the field and get in a boat. And that feeling of normal made it easy. Now, of course, I still had to be the one to set my alarm. I still had to be the one to get up. And there were those mornings when it was cold and didn't want to do it. But that shift was way easier than it should have been. I was not the kind of person anybody would have expected to do something like this. And the reason it happened was because I was spending time with other people. And so what did that look like? It looked like I would eat meals with these people in the dining hall, and we would all be drawn to healthier food, and we would all go exercise at the gym together, and we would all go, oh, we should probably leave this party early because we have to get up for a regatta in the morning. And it became my normal. So I bet you've had an experience like this. It may not have been a complete shift like that, but I bet there have been times in your life where you realized you were going on more walks and more hikes, and it was because the people in your life were doing that. Or maybe you were reading more books, and it was because the people in your life were doing that. Or maybe this happened to me when I got married, you started watching a lot more television because somebody in your life is doing that, right? So armed with this knowledge, that you're going to not only start doing, but that it will be really easy to do the things that the people around you do, I want you to start hanging out with authors. So again, you've done a great first step by being in the Author Like a Boss Facebook group. But I want you to go further. I want you to make friends with authors and hang out with them. And that can be in an online space still, but get at a more personal relationship, like talk about your books, talk about your author struggles. Join a critique group. Find other people who are writing and want feedback on their writing. Get on meetup.com and look for people in your area. Check out your local library, because this is the absolute easiest thing you can do to put yourself in the space of, I am an author, I'm around other people who are authoring, and what this is going to do is turn down the volume on naysayers in your life. We all have naysayers. Sometimes these are people around us in our life who are like, oh, are you still writing that book? Oh, sure, you're an author, right? And sometimes the naysayers are in our own heads. We have bad days and we go, oh, maybe I'm just not cut out for this, or we struggle with a passage in our writing, or we get overwhelmed. We look at how much there is still to write, and a little voice in our own heads will go, you can't do this. You should give up now. If you have your author community around you, you can drown out the voices of those naysayers. You can just turn it all the way as low as it'll go. You can mute it. And instead, you can be in the headspace of course, this is normal. And what does that mean? It means you'll sit down to do your writing more regularly, right? I just thought it was normal to get up at 5:30 in the morning and, row on a freezing river. It became the thing that everybody I knew was doing, right? And so I was doing it too, and it was normal, and it was great. So that is by far the easiest thing you can do. It doesn't have to cost you any money. It's a little bit of an investment in time, but it's going to make a world of difference. So I would love it if you put in the comments, let me know, are you in some kind of writing community? I know you're all in this community. So are you in an additional community? Let me know in the comments. Are you in a writing critique group? Do you meet up with other writers at a cafe or a coffee shop or a local library? Do you have people who feel like your author community? And if so, how does that feel for you? What's that like? I'd love to hear it. So go ahead, get in the comments, get in the chat. Let me know, who are your author peeps? How do you find your author peeps? And you can give other people inspiration as well. If somebody's going, well, I don't know how to find other authors, it can feel hard, especially if you live in a small town. Danny says, I'm in a couple of critique communities online. It really helps. Nice. Anne says, in other writing groups. Cool. And it just starts to feel normal, doesn't it? Right? You're looking around and everybody's doing it. You're like, oh yeah, that writing, this is a normal thing. This is not a weird, I'm not a weirdo for having this goal and for having this dream. This is just a normal thing that people do. Oh, Denny says, I just completed an online writing challenge and have made many other wonderful author friends there. Oh, I'm so glad to hear it, Denny. So exciting. Ashley says, yes, check-in Wednesday via text, Thursday night dinner discussions at my house or at a restaurant. Oh, Ashley, where do you live? I want to come. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And it's powerful, isn't it? When you find people that you can connect with. And of course, you get all these other benefits too, right? It's up-leveling your authoring in all these ways because you're able to actually get help from people, right? It's more than the community. You're actually able to say, oh, here, I wrote this and this was my goal with it. And does that come across? Do you guys dig it? Oh, Danny says NaNoWriMo brings people together too. Yeah, that shared challenge. Oh, it's so powerful. And also NaNoWriMo normalizes the idea that you could write your novel in just a month, right? I mean, it's a challenge. It's hard work. but think about the difference between something being hard and also people telling you it's weird and you're like a weirdo for wanting to do it, or something being hard but everybody working on it. Like everybody that you come in contact with is like, oh yeah, NaNoWriMo, how's your nano going? Oh yeah, let's do it. Or, oh, I didn't do it this year, but I did it last year, and you know, keep going. So that's what you can do right now. We had a lot of really cool suggestions. Ashley, are we all invited over for dinner at your house to talk about writing? That sounds like my dream. I love it. But if you are, if you're like, oh, I don't know how I get that, and I want that, I want to say, hey, we have a community like that, and it's the Author Boss Academy. So I want to say, like, check that out. You guys have probably heard me and Ella talk about the Author Boss Academy, and we actually just did a webinar. And we're not doing another webinar before the price goes up tomorrow. So I want to just throw this out there. If you're like, a community where I could get support and I could feel like everybody's doing this and I'm in the same boat, and I could get the mentoring and coaching and feedback and also a bunch of other stuff like courses. If you feel like, oh, that could be my jam, that could be up my alley, please put a comment on this video that says Academy. And if you do that, what I'll do is I will share a link to the webinar with you. And in the webinar, it's just me and Ella chatting and like talking about what we do and what it looks like. And it's a recording of a live webinar, so there are people asking questions. And so you'll get like kind of more in-depth, how does it all work and things like that. So if you are like, I want to up level, and finding a community and finding people who go, oh, you're writing a book? That's excellent. What's yours about? Instead of, oh, you're writing a book, why don't you just go get a normal job? Go ahead and just write the comment Academy. Oh, awesome. Thank you. Okay, I'm seeing some people doing it. Just write, yeah, the comment Academy. And what I'll do is I will private message you a link so you can watch the recording, or actually private message you so you can, yeah, I'll get it to you, but I don't want to just inundate people who are interested. So I'll contact you directly. And it's just a place where we give the love and support, and you can find that space. Okay, awesome. And if you have more thoughts about how people can find, you know, a really good writing community, if you've had a great experience, let's go ahead and use this video as a testimonial spot too. If you're like, I love my writing group, this is how my writing buds have helped me, it'd be such a good place to put that in. So that people can get inspired and share the love. All right, I'm keeping it brief. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off, and I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow for my regular live. But if you are interested in the Academy, make sure you put Academy in the comments. I'll send you the link to the webinar, and we are upping the price starting tomorrow. So if it looks like it's something interesting, you want to make sure you check out the webinar. I'll send it as soon as I'm done with this live. If you're watching the recording, you have until midnight Eastern time tonight, so you can still get on it. All right, I will chat with you all tomorrow, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Bye.